Hello, this is Mike Mingos from Tic Tac. I'm the head of the ransomware incident response team, and today we're going to talk about ransomware. Ransomware is the biggest threat the IT sector has faced over the several years. So a company knows that if a ransomware attack happens, then there will be huge financial losses and huge business interruption. So let's see how Tic Tac cybersecurity can help you mitigate those problems that occur after a ransomware incident happens. So there are three phases of ransomware incident response. When we engage into an incident, what we do actually is we decrease the costs of the attack. We decrease the business interruption, and we make sure that the right decisions from the management and from the IT team has been made in order to have the best outcome possible. So when we engage into an incident, the first thing that we do is the ransomware incident response and negotiation. So in order for the management to have a proper view of and to take proper decisions, they need to have the facts. So we need to enumerate the assets that have been infected and what is the damage that has been caused. So this is the first thing that we do. And also an important thing that must be done is to evaluate which of our assets are encrypted and which are not encrypted. So what we do, what our incident response team does on-site or remotely, is to help you back up everything, back up the encrypted and the unencrypted infrastructure in a way that it will not going to be encrypted again. So most people forget that when a ransomware happens, when a ransomware incident happens, there are more things that can go wrong apart from this attack. So there is also the phase B, which is the crisis management and the on-site engagement of our team. So our experienced engineers will come on your premises or work remotely in order to coordinate your IT team to perform the actions that must be done. So we all know that the management will push the IT team to go online as fast as possible, but that is not the proper thing to do. We know that the business interruption makes you lose several thousands of dollars per day because personnel is not working and operations are not happening. And of course, income to the business is not coming in. So the first thing that we need to prioritize is not to get things worse. So we must maintain the current status. It's something that we explained in our initial meeting. So it's very important to prioritize on the right things rather than going online, because the hacker might be still inside your infrastructure, might hit again. We have seen several cases. By the way, we have handled over 2,000 incidents over the last 5 years. And we know that the hacker might be still inside and might do another hit to the infrastructure if you go online. So you must be prepared. So the phase C, the third phase, is the digital forensics. So if you have a cyber insurance contract, you need to tell to the insurance company how this incident happened, and also for the management, they might need to know how this incident happened. Is it from a remote connection? Is it from a phishing? Is it you don't know the right? You don't have the right answers in order to mitigate the risk for the next time. So digital forensics answers the following questions. How much time the hacker was it inside your infrastructure? We have seen cases that the hacker was like 3 months inside the infrastructure and was observing or escalating privileges in order to gain the right access to infiltrate the whole infrastructure. So digital forensics helps you understand if the hacker was just for a little while or for a long time inside your infrastructure. Also, digital forensics will help you identify who is the patient zero. Is it your IT guy? Is it someone in the accounting department? Is it your CEO? So you need to know who is the patient zero, from where the attack started. And also, digital forensics will help you understand if there has been a data leak in the infrastructure. So mention that digital forensics cannot be performed in an infrastructure that has been formatted or has been deleted or files have been manipulated. So we need to jump straight inside the infrastructure, deploy our agents, and be able to do the forensics investigation. If things go well, then within 2 or 3 days, we will have the right answers for you to understand how the attack happened. So other add-on services that we provide is legal consultation. You might miss that because, sometimes you might want to hide things from the public view, that the ransomware never happened or stuff like that. But you have legal obligations. It's your decision as the manager or to declare the incident, but there is a legal obligation for you to report this incident to the police, to the local police department, to the authorities. And also, it would be probably good for your employees to know that you have been breached in order for them to take some measures. So another thing that we also provide is the cyber posture and threat intelligence. We need to know who is the team, the ransomware team that hit our infrastructure, and also be able to prepare for the next move, because we have multiple extortions. We have the ransomware, the encrypted files. Sometimes we have the data leak. We need to know if the ransomware group will leak your data, and you need to have this information, especially for your GDPR or DPO, to know what will happen. And we have seen a lot of cases where following the incident, there is a DDoS attack to your websites. So your sites will not be able to work under DDoS pressure. Furthermore, there is another extortion that's happening, which is attacking the employees or the persons behind the company. So you need to know all this information in order to take proper decisions. So this is the cyber posture and threat intelligence part. And sometimes we can perform things in your infrastructure that you may not be aware. So sometimes we have saved the infrastructure by performing data recovery services. We, as Tictac, we have a dedicated data recovery lab, and sometimes we can recover from deleted data, from RAID systems that have failed, or from the hacker deleting your network attached storages, and we can give you some solutions sometimes. So before we decide if we are going to cooperate with the threat actor, you need to have some inside information also. Is this threat actor, let's say, a professional one? So will they deliver the solution to you, or will they take your money and go away? Is this an organized group that has hit you, or it is a group that, it's based on random people? So do they have ethics? So this is information that you should be aware before you decide whether to pay or not. Of course, the authorities will tell you not to pay for the ransomware, and we are against payment. We have saved a lot of cases where we have performed data recovery, or we have a free decryptor to decrypt the infrastructure, and we perform all these steps before we tell the management that there is no other way to get their files back. Now, another thing that we also provide is, as you proceed and as you clean your environment, we consult you in order to create a brand new infrastructure as fast as possible, and to deploy EDR, endpoint detection and response agents, plus backup agents on your new infrastructure, because if you get another attack, then you should be prepared. So after an incident, we take care of your cybersecurity using MSSP services, Managed Security Service Provisioning. So as Tictac, as I told you, we have handled over 2,000 incidents within the Balkans or area, or in Germany, in Austria. We have almost worked all around the world and help businesses mitigate and also decrease the business interruption and the costs involved during an incident. So we provide a holistic approach, and we are quick. So our incident response team will jump very quickly into your problem and be able to take your company out of this very bad moment and take you through a more cyber secure environment. So we have explained the steps of ransomware incident response. So within the ransomware incident response, we identify the ransomware variant, we classify the ransomware variant and its behavior analysis. We do a web and dark web search in order to find information about the ransomware family, and we identify if the attackers are capable of providing a solution. So if they actually have the solution. So the methodology that we use is that we collect a sample of your encrypted data and we analyze it in the lab. And then we contact the hacker team in order to identify the ransomware demand. So many of you will ask us, do you really work with the hackers? So the answer is no. We don't always work with the hackers, but if the only solution is to get our files back is by working with the hackers, we need to know who is behind it. We need to evaluate what the hackers' proposal is. And if they do propose an amount, we need to be able to decrease this amount in order to provide you with some financial relief based on the initial demand and the actual demand that we will go through over the negotiation phase. Yes, we have negotiated the ransomware price from 10% to up to 95%, but we need to know who is behind it. That's why we do the ransomware analysis to see what are the actual benefits that we will have from the negotiation. So in order to be transparent with the client, there are a lot of companies around the world that say, we have the solution for the ransomware. So that's a lie. Most ransomware variants do not have a solution. So we were able to get the files back from a ransomware attack in about 10% of the cases without using the help of the threat actors. So this is the sad truth, but it's a decision of the management if they want to pay the threat actors or not. It's not our decision. We are there in order to help them, if they are going to pay, to help them do the steps and let's say ease the process, facilitate the process of the ransomware payment in order to be done in a legal way, or to decrease the time that the management needs in order to pay the hackers. So there are a lot of mistakes that happen during the payment phase. We have seen it before. So that's why we have created a system and we guide you through the process of the payment to facilitate the payment if this is a management decision and it's the only way to get over the attack. So there are a lot of laboratory actions that we do in the ransomware incidents. We try to get some samples and analyze them in the lab. Sometimes we have even been able in our data recovery lab to decrypt big VM files, big VHDX files from the infrastructure, or big MDF files. So this is also an option. Sometimes we do not need to pay the ransomware the attackers, because we can find a solution within our data recovery lab. So the negotiation and cryptocurrency facilitation, we have referred it in the previous slide. It's something that sounds easy, but it's not. It has some, legal issues within the process. So we have created a system for you in order to be done fluently and without problems. Now, the phase B, which is the crisis management and on-site engagement, is the phase that one of our experienced incident responders will come to on your premises, or with work remotely with your IT team in order to coordinate the right steps to be done. So we will review your existing network architecture. We will understand the full scope of the incident and build a timeline of all actions needed within the network. We will collect the firewall logs in order to identify if the hacker is still inside, or we need to stop some ports from being visible from the outside. And we will back up the current encrypted state, as we stated before, and the encrypted state, but also the unencrypted state. And we will identify crucial data sources within the infrastructure in order to prioritize. So it's very important during an incident to install and monitor with remote agents the current infrastructure. So the ransomware incident happened because you didn't have the proper tools to see what the hacker was doing. So we will install these proper tools in order to identify their actions and their moves. We will protect the endpoints, we will protect your backups, and we will apply sandbox to any unknown application in order to apply a zero trust policy on your infrastructure. Now, the file recoverability assessment is, as we stated, we will explore all the options in order to see if you can recover from this incident or not. And we are experts in the data recovery field. That's why we will consult you with all the possible options, either with free decryptors or beta decryptors, or with using data recovery techniques. Maybe we can get some crucial data from your infrastructure. Now, the phase C, as we stated, is the digital forensics. We will identify if the hacker is still inside your network. We will find evidence about malicious activity. We will identify the initial date of the infiltration from the attack. We will identify if the data has been leaked from your infrastructure. And this can be done in about 2 or 3 days after the deployment of our agents. Now, there is an add-on for legal services. So we will provide legal advice if you do not have an experienced legal advisor handling these matters. So this is an add-on service. Of course, the cyber exposure and threat intelligence is an add-on service that we can provide. So we will try to find leaked credentials in the dark web for your accounts. Maybe they have already been leaked. And we will do a cyber rating and external perimeter cyber posture analysis. So we will see what a hacker sees if he would be able to attack your, if he decided to attack your infrastructure. We will see with the hacker's eyes what they see from the outside. This is open source intelligence. Now, we have a pretty high success rate in our cases. So our team has handled more than 2,000 ransomware incidents between 2017 and 2022. We have handled negotiation of up to $10 million in USD. And our negotiations usually achieve a reduction of the ransomware price from 10% to 9%, depending on the ransomware family. And you may say here, okay, Mike, we can do the negotiation ourselves. Yes, you can. But there is always the outcome that the hacker get pissed from your behavior and he vanishes, or he stops any communication, because there are hackers and hackers. There are professional hackers and amateur hackers. There are hackers that get pissed off easily, and there are hackers that are more tolerable to your behavior. So you don't want to lose communication with a hacker. There should always be an option to keep it there alive, to have the hacker be able to transact with you if there is no other solution to get your infrastructure back. So our experienced negotiation team has handled a lot of cases with very, very high success rates on achieving very good discounts and also never losing contact with the hacker. This is very important. You may believe that the price is more important, but the most important part is not losing the communication with the hacker. And a lot of our clients that haven't used our services have lost communication with hackers, or they have pissed off the hackers, and the hackers stop communicating with them, and there's no solution to get back their infrastructure. So as I told you, we have about 98 success rate to get the files decrypted in cases where our team gets involved from the beginning of the incident. And we say 98% because there is a 2% percentage where the client has initiated the negotiation with the hacker and has done very critical mistakes. Even when you initiate the communication with the hacker, there are tips there that you should follow in order to have biggest success rate. So when the client has already started the negotiations with the hacker, our success rates are smaller than when we handle the negotiation from the beginning. So we have handled over 150 data breach and phishing attacks, phishing, man-in-the-middle attacks, extortion, back scams, password breaches, web application, and malware. And in most cases, we have very, very good success rates. So the cybersecurity incidents coverage, we handle ransomware attacks, we handle website compromisation, we clean websites from hackers, we do web application compromisation, we handle denial of service attacks, we handle cyber fraud and back scams, phishing, malware attacks, password attacks, malicious insider threat, where we have to do digital forensics. We handle data information leakage and data recovery from any storage media. So this is a description of our services. We don't have to go through this slide, but how do we start? You may say, how do we start? Okay, my infrastructure has been infiltrated. So Mike, how do we start with Tic Tac? So the first thing that we do is you need to fill in the questionnaire that we provide you in the description of this video. So when you have a ransomware attack, you will click the link in the description of this video. We will get a fully detailed form about who you are, what you are doing, what is your infrastructure. You will upload to us a sample of the files that have been encrypted. You will upload to us the ransomware note. We have special instructions there where you need to fill in and to upload to a special service all the samples that we need. And then after some hours, an expert will book an appointment with you in order to set the scope of what we are going to do to your infrastructure. So after we talk with you and we understand your needs, then you will get an offer, an official quote from us for the ransomware incident response and for the services that we will need for your infrastructure in order to back up everything, in order to protect everything, and to start the negotiation. Also, in our discussion, we will understand if you need digital forensics or not. So we will discuss that in our primary meeting. The primary meeting usually happens after you fill in the questionnaire, and it's a 30-minute call, and we need to have the management and the head of the IT department. We will explain the situation, and after that you will get the quotes, the official quotes, in order to start for us to engage and start working with you. So what will be the outcome? We will decrease the costs involved in the ransomware incident, and we will decrease the business interruption. And also we will prevent the mistakes that you will do. So you may check our website. It's tictaclabs.com, and you can find the websites in our description below. You can check the comments of our clients, and you can also find there in our website some of our clients that we protect as a cybersecurity company with managed security services. Because, you need to understand that it's another thing is the IT department, which handles the daily things in your infrastructure. And another thing is the cybersecurity services. So these two departments need to work together. Usually, companies do not have the budget to have a cyber security department inside. That's why they hire us in order to consult and to consult that IT team in order to be more protected and never lose their data from a ransomware incident. So this was Mike Mingos from Tic Tac. Thank you very much for watching this video, and you can find our website on the description below.